All right, good morning, traders. Today is February 4th, 2025. My name is John Kerrigan. I moderate the BYOB Trading Room. Thank you for being here. Thank you, everybody in Cyberland, Digital Land, Podcast Land. Thank you for finding the value in my content. I appreciate that. Thank you for the thumbs up. Thank you for the subscriptions. I appreciate all of that. I like the kind comments too. They keep me inspired. All right, so my SPY pivot this morning, 597.50. Above it, I'm a bull. Below it, I'm a bear. SPY, FNGU, QQQ, all three made lower highs, lower lows, closing under bearish traps, but over their 17 EMAs. Diamond Dow made a lower low and a lower high, closing inside the bullish trap over the 17 EMA. So Diamond Dow doing a little bit better than the other three. IWM made a lower high and a lower low, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. SPY closed with a 2-hour downtrend and a 10-minute downtrend. Gold made a new all-time high yesterday. Silver, in an uptrend, made an outside day. That's a higher high and a lower low, closing over a bullish trap over the 17. UNG, USO, both in daily uptrends. UNG made a higher high and a higher low, closing over a bearish trap over the 17 EMA. USO made a higher low and a higher high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17. US dollar index still in a downtrend, closed near the 108.61 area. Let me just say that thing keeps rocking a little bit higher each day. All right, that US dollar index. All right, so let's go ahead and let's start off with, let me just share this, okay? This is the account. This is the same account I started back in January 17th. Yeah, it's about 3 weeks ago. Yeah, we started that with 27,000. We already doubled it. This value right here this morning is not the correct value. They give me way more credit whenever I put on a spread. All right, so it says 61,885. It is not. All right, it's only about 55,000 because they give me way more credit whenever I have a spread on. What do I have this morning? I have a back spread on. All right, it's a 608, but I sold 11 of the 610s, so those are above it. All right, so I sold 11 of those, and I have 608 calls right there. Have a couple puts. Got about 5 puts. I got 2 that expire today, 3 that expire Friday. All right, they are the 591 and the 589 puts. Still got my rig calls. They don't seem to be moving far. UNG sold 4 of those calls yesterday for profit about $200 on that. USO still waiting for that to pull back into the buy box so I can nail it. All right, let's put that away. We'll put this away. Let's go to SPY. Let's pick up a clean chart. Let's look at the 10-minute. Slide this over. Okay, so on the 10-minute, you can see the price candles and the 3 EMA are underneath the 8 EMA. Okay, so pull up the 10. So the candles and the 3 are underneath the 8 and the 17. We have a 10-minute downtrend going into the close. On the 2-hour. Okay, on the 2-hour you can see you've got the price candles and the 3 EMA underneath the 8 and the falling 17. 2-hour downtrend going into the close. On the daily chart. All right, got a lower high and a lower low, and we closed under the trap but over the 17. All right. Under the trap, but over the 17. Now, on the VZO, what do I see on the VZO? Okay, so here's our last rally up to make a new all-time high. Okay, notice even on the red day, it's green. Big green day, still red. All right, I'm not picking up on the same thing I had here. Not to say that it won't get back up there, but I'm just saying I'm not getting the warm fuzzy feeling like we're going back up to the highs, okay? I think we start to begin to consolidate where we come back down and challenge this high And then after challenging this high, I think we rock back up here and probably challenge the all-time highs again later after checking out this low right here. All right, so that's what I'm feeling as of today. I'm feeling an inside day. Not to say that it won't get back up to the highs. There's a possibility. Not to say that it won't come down here and fill gap. That's a possibility. We'll see what happens, all right? But all in all, this move, I'm feeling an inside day, all right? So we'll see what happens. Hey, good morning, Julie. All right, so there's SPY on the daily chart. On the daily time frame, you're in a downtrend, okay? Because here's the low below the 17, all right? Remember, it's just a label, and we made a lower low, all right? So that's a daily downtrend. If we take out this high, we'll be back in an uptrend, and we will negate the downtrend and convert the uptrend if we break that high, all right? Right now, you know, we're not far off. We're only about like $13 off, and we could take out that high. Okay, Google, which reports tonight, could make that happen. Just saying, all right? So we'll see what happens. We got earnings coming out. It could be some really wild numbers. We got tariffs coming out. We could have some really wild price action. All right? Then we got DeepSeek news, which also provides more wild price action. All right? So let's just kind of be on our P's and Q's, play this with a little bit of caution. Maybe let these big cap earnings ride out. So there's SPY on the daily chart. 2-day, you're still in a 2-day uptrend. 3-day, still in a 3-day uptrend. Weekly, monthly, semi-annual, you name it. Anything bigger than the 2-day is still in an uptrend. All right, so I pointed out the VZO. We got that going. Let's go back to the daily chart. Now let's hit the SPY game plan for this morning. All right, so here's the game plan. And let me fan this out back here. And it's not quite where I wanted it, but we'll figure it out. Okay, below 597, that would be red erases green. Below 597.50, 595.50, below 595.50, right? 595.72, right there. 595.72. Let me edit that. 595.72. Come on. All right, below 595.72. That's my red erases green entry for this morning. All right, things could change as price opens up and starts to fluctuate, but as of this morning, that's my green erases red. Red erases green. All right, trigger right there for an entry on SPY on the downside. That would be puts. All right, I like options today that are 3 DTE. That means they expire on Friday, or 10 DTE. That means they expire next Friday. $2 to $5 out of the money. All right. Now, if we have green erases red, all right, I like an entry price over 600. We got up to 600 here yesterday, so that would be green erases red. See the pullback? So if price gets back up there and we erase all of the red that we did, okay, there's an entry there at 600, so we'll see what happens. So price over 600, price below 595.72, and there's the pivot 597.50. I like the options that expire Fridays, either this Friday or next Friday. So there's the game plan. Let's go take a look at QQQ game plan, because they got one as well. Game plan for QQQ, same DTEs on the Friday, same expiration, same $2 to $5 out of the money. Bullish entry, all right, 520.75. Bearish entry, 516.50. Pivot, 519.30. All right, check this out on the daily chart. Pick up a clean one. All right, so here's QQQ on the daily chart. QQQ did not enter a downtrend. All right, see, they didn't take out the low. So they're still in their uptrend. Remember, it's just a label. All right, so there's daily chart for QQQ, not in a downtrend. SPY is. All right, QQQ, lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, but over the 17 and over the all-time high anchored VWAP, and up in quadrant 4, that's bullish still. That's QQQ, still bullish, up in quadrant 4. All right, let's take a look at FNGU. All right, FNGU took out the low here. Okay, so they're in a downtrend. All right, see that low? They took out that low, so they're in a downtrend, just a label. Lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, but over the 17 and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. So up in quadrant 4, over the downtrend line and above the uptrend line. So that's still bullish on FNGU. There's a daily chart. Okay, still bullish on FNGU. All right, just kind of still consolidating right along this quadrant 4 area. Still looking good. IWM. Things are starting to fall apart a little bit, but we'll see what happens. IWM, daily candle. Lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP. Down here in quadrant 3, not in the upper third, not in the upper quadrant, so it's just on the bullish side of neutral. All right, neutrality right there, so it's just neutral right now. Again, you go up, you give it up, that's neutral. All right, you go up and you hold. All right, when they go up and they hold, that's bullish. See, go up and hold, go up and give it up, neutral. Go up and hold, that's bullish. All right, right now, just neutral for IWM. Let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Then we'll go check out the technicals. Diamond Dow, price action. Lower high, lower low, closing in the bullish trap. A little bit healthier than the others. Okay, closing over the rising 17, closing over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Diamond Dow, remember, it's just a label, is still in a downtrend. If they take out this high or this high right here, they'll be back into an uptrend. All right, they have to negate the highs, but first you have to pull back. So taking out this high or this high, either one, negates the downtrend and converts the uptrend. Nonetheless, they're closing like at the top half of quadrant 4. That is bullish. All right, so price action closing over the rising 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP, way up here in quadrant 4. Okay, that's bullish up there. All right, so there's Diamond Dow on the daily chart. T2122. All right, so we spent the day. You can see. Make sure I got the right one. All right, so we came down into through the seller's chop zone into the sell zone. Spent a little time, took a little pit stop in the oversold zone. Bulls threw us out. Went back into the sell zone up here, made a double top. So I think we're coming down today into the oversold zone, or we spend some time in the sell zone. We'll see, unless, of course, those big cap stocks get going again, then we could find ourselves right back up here in the buyer's chop zone. All right, but I pick it up on a little double top, and you can see price action this morning kind of faded off the highs. So we'll see what happens, whether we're going to melt down or we're going to hang tough and go sideways. All right, so that's why I'm thinking inside day. So there's T2122. T2123. All right, this is yesterday's price action, big gap down. Notice the bulls didn't fill the gap. That's showing a little bit of weakness. All right, bulls not filling the gap. So that's weakness on the bulls' part, showing me bears have control. Price, you can see, red from the beginning of the day almost to the end of the day. Got about 4 candle bars there. Look like they did a VWAP check right there from that big gap down. Still up over the rising 200 SMA. Still up over both of the prior all-time highs right there. So not too bad on the 15-minute. All right, if they can hold this ground, I got hope for them. Like to see them consolidate to the right, kind of put in a foundation, something to land on if they need to pull back. All right, it's T2123 3-bar chart, same product, just on 3 bars. 3 more green candle bars, a little more space opening up now between the flat or the rolling over 200 SMA. Again, still up over those prior all-time highs right here and here. The light green one and the dark green one, both prior all-time highs. All right, all-time highs right up here. Okay, we were just at it, probably December 9th. All-time high right there. So not too long ago, about 2 months ago, right there, T2123. FNGU, kind of sloppy yesterday. All in all, still holding over the uptrend line right through here. Okay, kind of sloppy, kind of showing me a wedge pattern, a little bit of consolidation going on. We find ourselves back underneath the 200 SMA. All right, you can see we got a gap down that never got filled by the bulls on the FNGU. All right, price action red from beginning of the day to almost to the end of the day. Had a little VWAP pullback here. You can see you got about 6 or 7 green candle bars back here trying to recover this pink line, which is the all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, so they're kind of ping-ponging back and forth, or, you know, pinball, ping-pong, either one, back and forth between, we got the got the uptrend line, got a downtrend line, we got the all-time high anchored VWAP, and then we've got the 200 SMA right here. So between all 5 of those instruments, they're kind of like zipping around in there. So probably get some more consolidation. Again, that's why I'm thinking inside day on FNGU on the 15-minute. All right, let's go take a look at, let's go see the energy, what energy's doing. All right, so let's start off with XLE. All right, XLE just neutral. Okay, why is it neutral? Because they go up and they give it up. They just make a big habit of it. Go up, give it up. You know, go up, give it up. Just neutral. They can't seem to hold the higher ground. Energy having struggles holding the higher ground for a long time now. See this? Go up, give it up. Okay, we are getting higher lows. That's a good sign. We are getting, you know, little bits of higher highs, but we're not able to hold them. All right, so whenever they get a rally going up, that's kind of the thing to jump on. All right, so price action underneath this downtrend line. Price action still underneath this downtrend line. Price action put in, I'm just going to call it an equal low down here. Put in a lower high here. They are in a downtrend. All right, if they happen to take out this lower high, they will begin an uptrend and negate the downtrend status. Currently, all right, they're under this, I think that's just a 12-month high anchored VWAP there. Okay, they're underneath that 12-month high anchored VWAP. Pretty sure. Let me just make sure. Yeah, that's just a 12-month high. You can see the last time, the all-time high is way back here in 2014. All right? 2014 was the last time we made an all-time high. Now, if you look at this from this huge picture of the monthly, all right, that is a bull flag. All right? That's a big bull flag. So they're moving up. It's just taking them a while to get anything going. Notice every time they go up, you can see they go up, they give it up. They go up, they give it up. They go up, they give it up. You know the process. Every time they go up, they give it up. All right? So, but they are in a nice bull flag that's kind of like a rising wedge there, right there. So they keep making higher lows. Notice that. All right, let's go back to the daily chart. Okay, so they look promising, really, they do. So here's XLE. All right, so price action yesterday, lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, under the 17. Just neutral here on the bearish side of neutrality, underneath the downtrend lines. All right, underneath that 12-month high anchored VWAP right there. That's XLE. Nothing to get excited about till it starts another uptrend. Then I'd be probably be interested in jumping on board. Any uptrend over the all-time high, the 12-month high anchored VWAP, I'd be highly interested in that. XLE. After looking at that big monthly bull flag, I think I would like to participate in something going on over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. All right, let's go check out UNG. Okay, UNG, I sold some calls yesterday in this pop-up. All right, took a little profit. I'm looking to reload today in the buy box. This is the buy box. Again, this one has, all right, this is a 12-month high right here, anchored VWAP. And again, we're spending some time over that 12-month high anchored VWAP. So I'm interested in UNG. All right, this is my buy box, the shaded green section. We came out of the buy box. I took some profit. I'm looking to reload in it. All right, so notice this is spending some time over the all-time high anchored VWAP. I like that. All right, so there's UNG. Sold some calls yesterday, looking to reload again today. So there's the daily chart. Higher low, higher high, closing over a bearish trap and over a falling 17, over the midpoint here, and over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. Okay, this is in an uptrend. They will negate the uptrend if they take out, see this spike of the 17 right there? If they take out that low, actually, or this low, they'll be in a downtrend. All right, so there's UNG on the daily chart. All right, let's go take a look at USO. USO, still in an uptrend. They have to take out this low to be in a downtrend right here, this low down here. Okay, so they're having a pullback in their uptrend. This is normal. They're in the buy box, all right? So I'd like to see the bulls step in so I could buy something. I don't want to buy, I don't want to try to catch the falling knife. I'd like to see the bulls step in so I could buy something. They're finally in the buy box right here on the daily chart. Price action for yesterday. Higher low, higher high, closing under a bearish trap under the 17, just over the midpoint. Okay, so nothing really special. All right, just over the midpoint on the bullish side of neutrality there. Okay, so there's USO. Let's take a look at precious metals, GLD. We'll look at that, new all-time high, and it looks like they're going for it again this morning. All right, so gold, new all-time high ever right there in gold yesterday. Top of quadrant 4. It doesn't get any better than this. Over the rising trap, over the rising 17, over the prior all-time high anchored VWAP. All right, so there's gold. Let's take a look at silver. Silver yesterday. Silver's in an uptrend, okay? They had some highs. They made higher highs. Well, there was a high here. They made a higher high that negated the downtrend and converted the uptrend. They're in an uptrend right now. If they take out this low here, they'll be in a downtrend. All right, this low. If they take that low out, they're in a downtrend. Right now, they're doing something really nice. They're holding over the, that was a 12-month high anchored VWAP right there. They're holding over this 12-month high anchored VWAP for more than 3 days. That starts to pique my interest right there. Anyways, price action for yesterday. is an outside day, which is a higher high and a lower low closing. Okay, notice they closed over the trap and over the rising 17, over the midpoint, and over the 12-month high anchored VWAP. Okay, this is just still neutral. All right, but let me just say, finally holding after months, couple months, 3-4 months, over the all-time high anchored, the 12-month high anchored the 12-year high anchored VWAP. Okay, holding over that is bullish for me. They're not quite in the upper third, they're not in the upper quadrant, but that is a bullish sign right there. So you got a nice uptrend, you got some nice green candles, looking kind of interesting now, holding for more than 3 days straight on silver over that 12-year high anchored VWAP, like that. Okay, that's bullish. All right, but not up here bullish, just kind of neutral here, but looking ready to break into the bullish side of the chart. Okay, so neutral bullish there. Let's take a look at SMH. SMH's in a downtrend. They took out this low. Yesterday's price action, lower high, lower low. Closing under the trap, under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, no longer in the upper third, just neutral here on SMH. XLK. Now, XLK put in a new all-time high about 9 days ago, 8 days ago right here. Okay, that's the all-time high right here, this red candle. That's about 7 or 8 days ago right there. Okay, so there's XLK on the daily chart. They're in the upper third, so that makes them bullish, all right? They're in a downtrend. Remember, it's just a label, okay? Price action, lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, under the 17, under a prior all-time high anchored VWAP, and most likely under the all-time high anchored VWAP, but yet up in quadrant 4, that makes them bullish. XLK, okay, nice bull flag, a lot of consolidation going on. Don't know how long this flag is going to continue. Hopefully they get back up there to the top. We'll see what happens. Got some earnings coming out, so we could get some changes. All right, XLK. Let's take a look at XLI. Industrials, still in a downtrend. This is a pullback in the downtrend. Notice nothing over the 17 here to break. So this becomes a pullback in the downtrend. If they take out these highs, they negate the downtrend. All right. Right now, this was a pullback in the downtrend. Now, if price takes out the lower high, they will negate the downtrend status and convert the uptrend. So there's XLI, yesterday's price action. Lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, over the 17, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP up here in quadrant 4. Okay, that's bullish. All right, notice moving up, holding this area up here, all right, is bullish. That's a bull flag, but going up and giving it up is just neutral. Okay, notice going up, giving it up is just neutral. Okay, from the bigger perspective, that's bullish, holding this area up here. All right, so that's XLI. Let's take a look at XLU. LU. All right, so utility sector, they're in an uptrend. Price action right here for yesterday is an outside day. It's a higher high, lower low, closing over the bullish trap, over the 17 EMA, and over the all-time high anchored VWAP. Not quite into the upper third, but still neutral, leaning bullish right now. Okay, so they're in an uptrend because they took out this high. See the high peaks over the 17? They took it out. They made a higher high. So that puts them in an uptrend. If they take out this low, they'll be in a downtrend. See the low that comes under the 17? All right, if they take out that low, that negates the uptrend and converts the downtrend. There's XLU on the daily chart. Let's take a look at XRT. It's our retail sector. Right here, lower high, lower low, closing under the trap, under the 17, over the all-time high anchored VWAP right here. Okay, but that's about 3 years old right there. That was created in 2021, at the end of 2021. Price action still over the uptrend line. We can extend that right there. Okay, still over the uptrend line. Still over the neutral line right here. Not in the upper third, not in the upper quadrant. Okay, notice going up, giving it up is just neutral. Going up, giving it up, again, just neutral. They got to get up and hold. See, they were looking good right here. And consequently, what happened? Investors jumped in and they almost started to make a new all-time high right there. That's on the daily chart. All right, so closing over the uptrend line, that's bullish. Closing under the 17 and under the trap, not so much. Over the all-time high anchored VWAP is bullish. If you look at it from this perspective, they moved from here up to here. They are holding some of the higher ground, but it is very sloppy. Okay, there's XRT. Amazon's going to report. If you look at it, this is consolidation over all of this consolidation. That's kind of a bullish outlook right there. Okay, so there's XRT. Last one, IYT. That's got a horrible candle yesterday. Let me make sure I get the right one. Okay, lower high, lower low, closing. Under the trap, under the 17, under the all-time high anchored VWAP, but still over this uptrend line. And I'm just going to give it to them. Still bullish. All right, closing up here in the upper third. I'm just going to give it to them. So IYT still bullish, closing in the upper third. We'll see if they can recover that today. So there's the daily chart for IYT. All right, let's take a look at our economic package. First, we'll look at the dollar. The dollar's in a downtrend. Dollar got themselves in a downtrend, taking out this low right here. You can see price action darn near took out the high over here. All right, almost got themselves back into an uptrend had they taken out this high. They came real close. Price action closed yesterday. This is big red candle, right about 108.60. All right, so still in a downtrend, but I gotta say they're not acting bearish at all. So putting in a bull flag, moving up, consolidating over to the right. All right, on Max Pain, let's visit Max Pain. Let's refresh that. Max Pain yesterday was 604. We got up to 600. Remember, we gapped way down. All right, oh, here it comes. All right, Max Pain today, 599. All right, we're very close to 599. We're at 598 right now. A little less than one put for each call. Okay, little less than one put for each call. Let's take a look at the earnings. All right, on Tuesday, that's today, Google, Alphabet's going to report tonight. They got two of them. All right, combined they make up about $5 trillion. That's a huge market cap. Okay, not to mention they are so overweight in the QQQ and the SPY. They could make a new all-time high just based on their earnings. All right, so whatever happens today, let's be fully hedged by tonight. All right, before they release their numbers, because they are capable of really ripping the market. That's $5 trillion. All right, Toyota Motor Corp, they haven't decided whether they want to report today. Okay, Merck, about $250 billion. All right, they're going to report this morning. PepsiCo, $206 billion. They're going to report this morning. AMD, Advanced Micro Devices, they're going to report this evening along with Alphabet. Remember their tech. Amgen, $153 billion. They're going to report tonight with Alphabet. Pfizer's going to report this morning with Merck, $150 billion. KKR, 148 billion. They're going to report this morning. UBS, there's some financials, 122 billion. They're going to report this morning. Then we got Spotify, 108 billion. They're going to report this morning. And Ferrari's going to report this morning, 104 billion. All right. Let's go take a look at Wednesday. You got Novo Nordisk, $376 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Alibaba, that would be tech, that should report in the evening, but they're not sure yet. Walt Disney, $204 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Qualcomm, that is tech, $192 billion. They report in the evening. AM Holdings, $165 billion. They're going to report in the evening with Qualcomm. Boston Scientific, $150 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Uber, $140 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Total Energies, $131 billion. Not decided yet. Fiserv, $122 billion. They're going to report in the morning. Okay, so the main event here is Novo Nordisk on Wednesday. Thursday, Amazon's going to report. All right, it's $2.5 trillion. They report in the evening. In the morning, they're going to have a little more pharmaceuticals here. Eli Lilly, $769 billion. They're going to report in the morning. AstraZeneca, more pharmaceuticals, $216 billion. Lindy Corp, $216 billion. Philip Morris, there's tobacco, $202 billion. Honeywell, that's tech, but I guess they're going to report in the morning, $144 billion. Bristol Myers, $121 billion in the morning. ConocoPhillips, that's oil, $113 billion. International ICE or ICE, all right? The Intercontinental Exchange, they're going to report in the morning as well. And they run a lot of the options and markets. All right, so there's that. Friday, I think, is a kind of a dull day. Yeah. There's some familiar names, Kinco, Mizuho Financial, all right. But nothing that Newell Brands, Rubbermaid Newell, all right. But nothing that's going to move the markets. And on Monday, Mickey D's going to report $207 billion, and Vertex $121 billion. Mickey D's in the morning, Vertex in the evening. All right. The main event's coming tonight, $5 trillion. Then comes $2.5 trillion on Amazon. They're coming in on Thursday. So we'll see what happens. On economic calendar, today, factory orders 10 o'clock, JOLTS 10 o'clock, Fed speakers, that's it, light day. Wednesday, ADP employment report 8:15, NBA mortgage applications 7 a.m. in the morning. International trade in goods and services 8:30. Treasury refunding announcement 8:30. PMI composite final 9:45. ISM services index 10 o'clock. Petroleum report at 10:30. Some more Fed speakers. Thursday, jobless claims 8:30. Productivity and cost 8:30. Gas report 10:30. And another Fed speaker, and that's it. We'll hit Friday when we get closer. All right, that's it. I'll take questions in the room. If not, I'm going to get this video rendered so people can watch it before the market opens. All right. Thank you, everyone, for being here. That was long and winded. All right. But the main thing is be prepared, be hedged tonight. All right. Could have some rock and roll earnings with Google. All right. All right. That's it. I'll see you guys in about 40 minutes, 30 minutes, 35 minutes.